I am.
Oh, there you are, Doug. Doug, tell us about this adventure therapy. How did you come up with this idea?
Well, adventure therapy, I guess, has been around for a very long time, but I run a service called Gippsland Adventure Therapy, and it's a youth wellbeing service. We call it adventure because we don't really know how each session's going to go, and we call it therapy because we're purposely working towards trying to make the young people's lives and their mental health better.
So, Doug, with this adventuring, have you been involved in adventuring sports? Is that why you sort of brought it to
Yeah, I have a background
therapy
in
for youth?
Yeah, I have a background in adventure guiding, and then I spent about 12 years working with youth in the out-of-home care system, dealing with the effects of complex trauma through neglect and abuse. And then midway through the pandemic, I lost my job and decided that I needed to start this.
And what are you finding within the youth community, Doug? Are there similarities between each of them?
Well, I guess similarities in the fact that often youth don't sit down very easily. They much prefer to be moving and engaged in something. And if we
Yeah.
can engage somebody in something, we're more likely to make them feel safe, and we're more likely to be able to help them and be useful. We've got three rules in the Gippsland Adventure Therapy service: is whatever we got to do, it's got to be fun, it's got to be safe, and it's got to be
Yeah.
useful.
Yeah. We love that, and we've only got a couple of minutes left, Doug. But these evidence-based outcomes and being inclusive and tailored therapy, how does that work?
Well, there's a very clever person called Dr. Scott Miller in the States who developed a evidence-based way of measuring outcomes called feedback-informed treatment, and their research has shown us that if people are engaged in something, they're much more likely to find therapeutic benefits from it. So really simple, we measure their well-being over time, and we measure their engagement in the service. And it's showing us that if we can continue to make it tailored and interesting for them and safe, then we're probably more likely to be ticking off some pretty good outcomes for their mental health.
And it sounds pretty effective.
Yeah. So far, it's great to be able to look back at my outcomes and know that about 90% of my clients are reaching their goals, and that in terms of therapy and in terms of me being a facilitator, I'm probably hitting just above average. But it's worth also noting that I'm not a mental health accredited practitioner. I'm a youth worker and an adventure guide.
And it's more, and it's about your experience and what you're finding that does help the youth community.
Yeah, if you can connect with a safe person,
Yeah.
then you can get therapeutic outcomes, and we do it outside mostly, but it doesn't always have to be outside. It's a case of finding something that works for them and meets them at their level. So that
Amazing.
could be fishing, or it could be rock climbing, or it could just be sitting in the car.
Or playing solitaire. I mean, who knows? Or Snap,
Who knows?
or one of those old
Yeah,
games. Doug
absolutely.
Moczsynski, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We've got to get to the news now, but thank you so much. And well done for participating this morning.